Thanks, Caro, for inviting me. As you said, my wife and I attended the Rotary Leadership Institute, was it back in March, April? We both joined our Rotary Club about 2 years ago, and we were looking to get more involved with Rotary, but struggling with, well, what is Rotary? How does it work? Where can you get involved? Those sort of questions. And I think we found that we've got some very, very experienced members in our club, and their answer was, well, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? And then I think my answer was, well, no, not really. One of our other members attended the RLI before us and said it was quite useful, so we decided to go along. We found it very useful, and as Kero said, Rick McDonald asked me if I could do a briefing, which I did. And Kero saw it and he thought it was good, so he's asked me to come along and talk to you guys. So first off, what is RLI? It's the Rotary Leadership Institute, and it's an opportunity to learn a lot about Rotary and to build your leadership skills along with a bunch of other people who are of similar mind. It runs over 2 days. In our case, it was two Sundays, one after the other. And it covers all sorts of things that I found really useful and helpful to someone who's relatively new to Rotary, like the history, what is Rotary, what is the Rotary Foundation, how does it all relate? And it was also really great just to meet people from other Rotary clubs and make new friends and talk to them. So why attend? Well, as I said, I wanted to know more about Rotary, essentially. That was a big reason. You know, what is Rotary? How does it work? What are districts, zones? What is this Rotary International thing? What's the difference between Rotary International and our club? What is the Rotary Foundation and how do I engage with it? What does it do for me or us? Something about the club and district structures. Why are the clubs organised the way they are? What other ways can they be organised? What services are available? What support can we get from the district and other places? Like I say, for members of our club who've been there 20, 30, in one case 40 years, all of this is second nature and obvious. But to someone like me, it really wasn't. Also, I got to meet a lot of other Rotarians from a lot of different places. We had some people from Boulder and Corrigan and Atterdale and all sorts of places. So very different locations. And it gave us really good ideas about what we can do with Rotary and what other clubs do. And it also was an opportunity to find out what support exists around Rotary. It's a huge organisation, but if you're new, it's a little bit bewildering as to how to tap into any of that. And in that regard, it was very helpful. So how does it work? Like I say, for us, it was over 2 weekends, 2 Sundays, and it's presented by a number of very experienced Rotarians who were very well informed. It was well prepared. But interestingly, it wasn't them standing up the front delivering lectures to us and droning on. It was much more workshop style, a lot more interactive. They had all the way through, they had a lot of scenarios that they presented to us or situations that kind of demonstrated things, and we were sent away for a little while to go and talk amongst ourselves and come back with some answers or interact. And that led to an awful lot of conversations between the members that were there. And interestingly, we had a lot of very experienced members who'd also attended the RLI as participants, not as lecturers. And I have to say, I learned as much, if not more, from them as I did from the lecturers themselves. You know, hearing what other clubs were struggling with, how they were dealing with different situations, some of the war stories. I think there was one guy there whose name escapes me right now, but he'd been with Rotary for like 30 years and he came along to learn and he got a lot out of it too. But more importantly, most of us got a lot out of him because he was telling us the benefit of a lot of his experience in certain situations. We found it very friendly and social. It was well paced, quite a few good breaks to go away and have a little bit of chat and have a bio break. And so if you're going to go along, I recommend you go along, be prepared to talk, to participate, to engage. The more you do that, the more you'll get out of it and more everyone else will get out of it. And don't think that just because you've been with Rotary for 30 years that you won't get anything out of it, because one of the guys there, Ken, I think his name was, he's been with Rotary forever, and he said point blank that he got an awful lot out of it too. So what does the course cover? Well, I'm not going to list all that. I'm sure, Kero, you've got a copy of this somewhere, and if not, I can send it to you if you want to read it, by all means. But it covers an awful lot of ground from what is Rotary. It covers a little bit about leadership and leadership skills, the main areas of Rotary, so vocational, youth, community, club service, how a club's organised, how do you engage and maintain your members, what's the relationship between a club and the district and Rotary International and the foundation, what is RORCS, where can you get money from, what can you use it for, what can't you use it for, how to plan out your club's future. So it's pretty broad, covers a lot of ground. And it also comes with an awful lot of well-prepared resources and material. We got a book and a binder with lots and lots of paper in it. We didn't look through the paper as we went, but at the end of the day, somebody says, oh, you need to do a community needs analysis or something like that. Oh, there's a little section in there on how to do a community needs analysis. Oh, we want to figure out what the club structure looks like. Oh, there's a little section in there with 5 or 10 different club organisations, one of which may or may not suit you, etc. So it covers an awful lot of ground. What were my thoughts and impressions? That's us there. That was our group. I learned a lot about Rotary, which was why I went. I had a good time. I met people from a bunch of different clubs from some pretty diverse areas. I was you hear people say, oh, each club is unique, but I kind of got a real sense of how unique they are and in what ways they are unique. We had quite a bit of fun. I also discovered that a lot of the issues that we've been wrestling with in our club and talking about and trying to figure out, funnily enough, most of the other clubs or many of the other clubs are wrestling with those very same issues. So we traded a lot of notes and thoughts, and I came away with some good ideas, and I think they did too. I discovered a lot of opportunities to get involved more broadly, which is kind of what I was looking for. I've been a bit myopic, being there only briefly, know how I can engage within my own club, but how could I engage at the district level or other areas? It became a lot clearer to me. For me, the second session was definitely the best, covered a lot of what I really wanted to know, but the first session was still very worthwhile. And like I said, it contained an awful lot of resources that you can tap into later. And before I go, it's not just my word for it. A couple of the members put this together and sent it out, who attended and sent this out. I think it's pretty good. So just if you can listen to Philip Larko.
It's me, Philip here. We just finished our second day of the Rotary Leadership Institute. I've underestimated how much I knew about Rotary, but obviously this course has provided me a lot of opportunity. And now I'm quite aware of what Rotary has done in the world and how much contribution it continues to make in the world. So I'm so honored to be a part of this training.
A great session, amazing facilitators. It's lovely to meet everyone. Great content, an amazing couple of days. I'm so proud of myself and everyone in the course who's completed it. It was a great event.
Hi, I'm Rui here. I'm excited to be one of the facilitators for the Leadership Institute training program. I'm extremely delighted with this group because they've been very interactive, very cooperative, and it's been one of the groups which has been very responsive as well. Well done.
What a bloody great time we had. We learned so much. We enjoyed the pleasure of each other's company. And you know what? It's all about fellowship and fun. and we had a little bit of that on the way.
Certainly very, very refreshing to go through and find out what we're meant to be doing all the time, how we're meant to do it, and just to catch up with a few old friends as well. It was a really wonderful experience. So more for next year. Go, go.
Manu Gupta from Perth Rotary Club. I also joined in for the 2 days of Rotary Leadership Institute with some of the fellow Rotarians from different Rotary clubs. I think the best part of this training course was getting to know about Rotary more than what I have known for the last 3.5 years, and absolutely the fellowship that I got to do with a lot of people from other Rotary clubs. So thank you so much for facilitating this session, and it was a great value add.
So that's it from me. I hope you found that useful. If you're not sure whether it's worthwhile going, it's 2 days, and I don't think you'll regret it, especially if you just engage and give as much as you get out of it.